Hey YouTube, it's Leanne. I've just put Edward down for a nap because he's very grumpy and following me around like a stalker. So I'm like, right, you can go sleep now. So I'm getting a bit arsy with him. I'm like, ah. So anyway, the reason why I put him for a nap is because he's tired. The reason why he's tired, because he doesn't sleep for the night. The reason why he doesn't sleep for the night, he's got an ear infection. The reason why he's got an ear infection, because his ears are screwed up. This is the story of the reason why Ed's ears are screwed up. Anyway, when he was born, when you're a baby, your ears pop. Edward's ears have never popped, unfortunately. So we've always had a bit of problem with his ears, i.e. ear infections, noises, hearing, and nothing to do with ears, but like tonsillitis and bad tonsils. He's had this since he was a baby, because obviously when you're a baby your ears pop. His ears have never popped, so a lot of there's nothing to stop him from getting so many ear infections. Apparently like a bubble protects. I haven't really looked. I should look this up actually. I might do this later. Apparently when your ears pop there's a bubble that goes over your eardrum. This protects you from like loud noises, and it kind of mutes the noises as it hits your eardrum. It protects you from ear infections, and it protects you for things like, you know, the whole when you're in a plane and you go down and you go up and your ears pop, kind of protects you from that as well. Apparently, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to have a look online, and I'll let you know about that. So anyway, Ed's ears never popped. So last year, Christmas time, he had a really bad ear infection. Well, actually, no. When he was 2, he had a really bad ear infection and they gave him antibiotics. I went back a week later when he finished the antibiotics and they still said his ears were as red as what they were when he went in. So they gave him another set of antibiotics, a different one, and it still hadn't cleared at the end of that thing of antibiotics. He said they were still really sore, so here they gave him another set. Now he had 3 sets and I had enough of him having these stupid antibiotics. I absolutely hate the smell of them. So anyway, Christmas just gone, November time, I took him in because he was up screaming. So I took him to the out-of-hour doctors, the emergency doctors, because he was up screaming, he was boiling. And so I took him and they said he's got tonsillitis and ear infection. So they gave him antibiotics, and he finished them, and a week and a half after he had finished them I was like, oh, he's still crying and saying his ear hurts. So I took him back in and the doctor said that he still had it, and they give him different antibiotics again, and I was like, why doesn't it just clear it up? And it hadn't cleared it up, and we went back in and he said they're still so sore and so red and his tonsil was like so big. And they looked in his ear, and then the man said to me, the doctor said that he can see Edward's little bone in his ear like fallen out, and he said there should be something protecting that. So finally, after me taking him to the doctor so many times, and in fact we went a couple times last year sometime, and they said they're going to have to put a grommet in his ear if he keeps getting these ear infections. I took him back at least 6 times until I took him to this doctor, until they said that he had this problem. And I was like, well, I've been back so many times, why don't they just crack on and take him to the hospital and get this thing? And what they do is like they wait it out for so long, and I was like, just sort it out, the poor child in pain. And it's like they like just to ass it around and just take their time. I mean, he's free, he can't control his pain like we can. He's free, he's going to be in pain so much. So they started this. He gave me nose spray for him, gave me a nose spray for him, which we used, and then we took him back, and it hadn't worked. So then they gave me it's like a little plastic thing with a hole either end, and you put on one end, you put a balloon on it, and what he does is he holds his nose this side, he holds it against the hole of his nose this side and blows into it, and the idea is it's meant to make your ears pop. Now I've done it and it gave me a headache. My sister done it, and she's the only one out of the whole family that could blow the whole balloon up. Like, it was huge. It was like a massive balloon. It's like, I don't think you're meant to be doing that. I think at one point your ears are meant to pop. So I took him back in, and they said that they haven't popped, and she said, it was on last Friday, that his ears are really red, and I thought, oh, he's going to have another ear infection again. And she said he should be fine, we'll refer him to the ENT because you've said about it so many times, and you've come in so many times about the ears. And she said, which ear is it? Always the one that's always so bad. It was the right, and fair enough, it is always the right. You ask him, and he'll always tell you it's the right ear that's the worst one. So Monday night, Tuesday night, he was up all night, both of them nights all night. By Wednesday, I was like, because he doesn't sleep very well anyway, and I was like rocking. I was just going mental. I was like, I'm so tired, because he doesn't sleep. He's a nightmare for sleeping anyway, and the fact that he was up screaming, I was like, I'm taking him to the doctors, and they were like, he's got ear infection again. I was like, you're not giving him antibiotics. I flat out refused them. I was like, no. She's like, why not? I was like, because you keep shoving these crap into him all the time. One day he's going to have a really bad infection. And I'm like, it isn't going to work. You're going to keep shoving these stupid antibiotics at him, and it isn't going to work. I said, I don't want them. And then she turned around and said, oh, I wish we met more parents like you. That, like, apparently you get parents in that's, like, asking for antibiotics. So I was like, I don't want them. And she was like, I wish we met more parents like you. And I'm like, I shouldn't shove them at him in the first place. I was like, just give him Calpol for a couple of while. I mean, in a week's time, if he's still whining about it, and it hasn't cleared up a bit more, I will go back in and say, oh, we'll do a bit of antibiotics. Or like, but no, if it clears up, it clears up. But the thing is, it's not like it never clears up. It dies down, and it seems to wait, and then flares up again. It's like it never completely disappears. So yes, he's got an ear infection again. But they've referred him to the ENT now, and I'll let you know when he gets an appointment. I'm going to be most happy when they finally sort this out. Hopefully, if they give him a grommet, they will give him grommets. If they have to suck his ear, then hopefully they'll do. I think they might try the grommets though first, and then they said something about they might take his tonsils out because they are very abnormally large. They are really big. Like, he snores like a trooper now, and I'm like, you snore really loud. He's like, my dad. Shh. I hope my dad doesn't watch this, but he is really loud. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'll let you know what happens. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.